Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Simple Stories. I'm using the absolutely beautiful Simple Vintage Farmhouse Garden collection to document photos of a recent trip to the farm. I'm using one of the basics papers for my background, so the greeny colour, turquoise colour, is really beautiful. I love these basics papers. They coordinate with the main papers, but they are solids, almost like B-sides, without much print on it. This one has got some lines on it and some like watermark splatters, but it's very subtle, and I just love how it looks. So they're so perfect for backgrounds. So I'm using a big pattern paper at the top. Now it's a very busy paper. It's got farm animals and barns all over it, and it's not something that I would normally be able to use for a background because it would be too busy, but it's great to have it as a feature paper on a layout like this, especially as my photo features a farm animal. So so I wanted to create this big strip going across the top, so I've torn that off. And then I really wanted to use that black and white gingham paper as a coordinating strip or contrasting strip underneath it. But I'd already trimmed this section out of the middle of another paper. So I didn't have a full 12 inches. So I tore two pieces and then I just kind of spliced them together in the hope that I would be able to cover up that section later on. Initially I was going to have my photo over on the left hand side, but I decided to move it up a bit to where the arch was higher, and therefore that meant that that join in the gingham paper was not covered, but don't worry, I'm going to cover it later on. Okay, so I'm now just putting together my photo cluster. So I have my photo itself mounted onto a journaling card or a piece of pattern paper that's quite dark, so it's a black paper. I wanted to bring in some of the black patterns because it features in the main feature paper at the top and also in the gingham. I've just created a tag out of some more of the gingham paper that I had left over. I have distressed the edges of that, and I'm going to add some machine stitching around it as well to give it some extra definition too. I have adding in some extra journaling cards around my photo. So a few of these were on the cut apart sheet, and I just really loved the vintage look of all of them. So I just thought I'd use them all. So I've got the one on the right that has a green outline and a washi tape piece at the top. That's obviously a perfect place to put my journaling. Then behind my photo I have a wood grain one, and then behind that I have another one which is just a ledger. I'm now going through the embellishments, so the two ephemera packs, and picking out a few bits and pieces that might work on the layout. So I tend to like to have clusters of embellishments going around the outsides of my photo clusters. So I've just pulled out a few leaves and things that would work. And then I love all the animals in this collection. Obviously this is a day at the farm on these photos, so any animals work really well. I'm conscious that I have a lot of animals in the top section of the layout anyway, so I don't want to go overkill, but I do want to bring in some more of those fabulous pieces of ephemera. They're totally awesome. So I've just picked out the little lamb. He's sitting on the bottom of my journaling card. I've got the cow, big cow, on the left that's covering up my gap in my gingham paper. And then I love the pig at the bottom, but he's a little bit big. He's bothering me a little bit. So I do actually replace him with a different pig later on. But I like the idea of him walking along that strip, which is a sticker from the sticker book. I then found this smaller pig. I think he was from the sticker book too, which is the same pig as the big ephemera one, but just on a smaller scale. So I stuck him onto a piece of white card and then fussy cut him out just to give him a bit more, just to make him a bit more sturdy. And then I raised him up on foam pads. He's definitely a much better size for the strip of paper or the strip of border sticker at the bottom. That works really well. I'm pleased that I found a replacement one. Over at the top by my photos, over on the right hand side, I've added in some leaves and an apple and a chicken. And then under my tag, I'm just adding some florals, the blue flowers they are. I've got them kind of upside down, kind of spraying out from under my tags. Okay, so I've skipped on slightly here, and I have done my machine stitching. So I machine stitched around all the journaling cards and the tag as well. And now I'm ready to stick them all in place. So actually I've stuck them all in place after I did my machine stitching. So I kind of had to take everything off the layout and put it back together again, and then get sticking. So I've added in another tag that's from the sticker book, that's top left, and I've just tied some twine through that. And then I'm at this big tag at the bottom that I made. I've just put some ribbon through there and then tied that ribbon round with some black and white baker's twine. So I have the ribbon tag and the little bow from baker's twine. So it's a really lovely look. I love how that looks. I'm just adding some glossy accents to the knots just to make sure that they don't come undone at a later date. And I've also added some glossy accents to the bottom of the ribbon because it frays quite badly. So putting some glue, wet glue would work, or glossy accents works really well. Just means that once it dries, it kind of seals it, and it means that it won't fray. So just continuing to add lots of embellishments and stickers from the sticker book, from the 12x12 stickers, from the foam stickers. Oh, I love this collection. It's just full of so many wonderful, cute things. I've just added two little tickets to the bottom left corner of my photo. One says family and one says the best, and they both say admit one. Over on that journaling card there, I've already got the lamb in place, and I've just added a little gingham heart. I do love the gingham print. It is really my favourite. So any of those little hearts with the gingham print on there, I love. So I'm going to include those. I'm now just going to have a look at my title and figure out what I'm going to do for that. I'm also adding in some little butterflies. One is from the foam stickers, and the other one is a piece of ephemera. So the title I'm planning to have as Sweet Life. I love that gingham print word sweet on the foam stickers, but it just didn't look quite right where I just put it. And I think that's because it was too close to the gingham strip and the gingham bow. It needed a bit of separation. So I've just moved it all down to the bottom, and I'm going to have my Sweet Life title along the bottom edge of the layout, which works really perfectly well, and I say gives it that separation that it needs. So just coming in with the second part of my title now. So I'm going to go for the word life. So my title will be Sweet Life. And it's going to go on the other side of the pig. And I've pulled out those black and white gingham print letters from the sticker book. So I've just stuck those flat onto my layout, and then I'm just giving them an outline in black pen, just to make them stand out a bit more. The sweet from the sticker sheet, the foam stickers, that has an outline on it already, but the stickers in the sticker book don't. So I'm just going around and adding that with a journaling pen. So very, very carefully adding that with a journaling pen because it's very easy to go wrong. And then you just end up with thicker lines in some places than others. Okay, so adding in a few of the adhesive brads. I've added one that says love grows here, one that says loved, and then one with a lamb on it, and then some other plain ones as well. And I'm just going to handwrite my journaling into this little journaling spot here. Just a few lines about my little boy who really enjoyed feeding the goats at the farm that we visited quite recently. So just a couple of lines in there, and then the date there at the bottom. I'm going to distress the edges with my scissors just to give the layout a bit of a border, really. It's only a very subtle border. I am going to add some machine stitching around the edge as well. I've done that now. That is around the edge of only the pattern paper, so I didn't go around the edge of the full layout, just around the top section. Just adding in some large splatters of black ink now. It goes really well with the gingham colour. I have to wick up the excess because otherwise it can bleed into the pattern paper. It's quite an intense ink. Yeah, that is now me completely finished. So I hope you have enjoyed this layout. This is using the Simple Vintage Farmhouse Garden collection by Simple Stories. I love how it turned out. I love those patterns. I just love this whole collection basically. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Simple Stories.